Well, and listen, Garland's a great example when you see when the good guys have the guns, how things can turn out the right way. So
exactly.
We saw that.
Yes.
Before we let you go, we talked about Pam Geller. We talked about, of course, Jan Morgan. Sarah Palin, no stranger to threats, no stranger to being knocked down. And, you know, two of the issues that she's always been strong on are life and also Second Amendment, all the way, and she doesn't back down. What do you think of Governor Palin here? You think she'll play a role in this presidential race? She mentioned over the weekend, still hasn't made up her mind if she's going to get into it. But, she's been huge as far as endorsing candidates and things like that. So whether she runs or whether she backs someone, I mean, we know this. She's not going to, be in the corner of someone who isn't strong 2A as well.
Right. I love Governor Sarah Palin. She will always be one of my heroines. And I think that regardless of whether she runs or doesn't run, she's always going to be a factor. She has a huge following. People love her. She should have been on the presidential ticket the first time around instead of John McCain. Had she been, I think she would have done better. So I'm hoping she doesn't step out of the political arena, but she's always going to have a lot of pull and impact regardless of which decision she makes there.
All right. Well, Jan Morgan, we appreciate it, and you be safe, okay? And
Absolutely.
I think it's amazing your courage, and you sit there and you talk like any other day because of your love of country and your love of what you believe in.
You bet. And have me on anytime. I enjoyed the show.
Thank you so much, Jan. Be well.
Thank you, Kevin.
For more on Jan Morgan, visit janmorganmedia.com. A special day for the Palins this past weekend. Todd and Sarah Palin attending a SEAL NSW Family Foundation fundraiser aboard the USS Iowa. Governor Palin writing on Facebook, "This battleship is the perfect setting to honor the families of our Navy's elite fighting force. The USS Iowa has a long and distinguished history as the lead ship of her class and the fourth to bear the name of the great state of Iowa." She adds, "This great ship and her crew represented the finest traditions of our United States Navy, spanning over 5 decades. The USS Iowa, like our SEAL NSW families, embodies the values of the Navy song, faith, courage, service, true, with honor, over all. It is an honor to help raise funds for our sacrificial SEAL families. God bless the men and women of our United States Navy, and so importantly, their families." To see any of the governor's posts in their entirety, visit Sarah Palin's Facebook page, follow her on Twitter @SarahPalinUSA, and check out SarahPalinChannel.com.
Now, the Palin Update with Kevin Scholla presents Liberty and Legacy. Here's Tamara Colbert.
There really is nothing more unbecoming than a woman who whines and complains. We saw the national reaction to Hillary Clinton's "What difference does it make?" during her Benghazi testimony. Last week, we saw it with Michelle Obama's Tuskegee University commencement speech, where she spent the entire speech complaining about all the supposed wrongs done to her throughout her life. But for me, it's difficult to believe that someone with a Princeton University undergrad degree and a Harvard Law degree, making almost $300,000 a year by the time her husband Barack was a senator, has been so wronged that she has to detail all of them in what should have been an uplifting and spirited call to graduates. What I find interesting is there are not many conservatives today who get asked to do commencement speeches. So instead of graduates getting an inspiring dose of positive energy about entrepreneurship, perseverance, instead, they're getting progressives who want to bring them down to a place where it's negative and relativism rules the day and self-pitying takes center stage. Oh, the drama and the angst of being an American, according to progressives and Democrats. I think if I had been one of those graduates, I would have left that Tuskegee University's commencement ceremony feeling slighted and depressed. College graduates today need encouragement. They need wisdom as they embark into a world where the real unemployment rate they'll face is 30%. And the only advice people are giving to them is, hey, you should feel great about living with your parents till you're 26. What is that all about? My goodness, when did we get leaders in our nation who rue success and entrepreneurship and, ingenuity? That is bad. With each day, I see that the Obamas of the world would rather discourage and divide than encourage and empower. Dear college graduates, thank you for giving me an opportunity to share with you the reasons to be inspired to go into the world boldly, with visions of accomplishment and dreams of success still swirling about in your young, naive minds. Today is a day where you get to walk from the safe, hallowed halls of university life and into the great big world. You're going to face challenges. You will face discouragement, and you will face obstacles. But you have the choice and the power. You've armed yourself with creativity and ingenuity and courage to walk boldly forward into a journey that God has for your life. You have spent these last years learning about experience of those who've come before you, trial and error and how that's worked out. Now with your energy and youth, break the barriers, break the ceilings, and find new ways to make life better. Be stronger and more efficient than your predecessors could have ever dreamed. America was made great on the shoulders of men and women who ventured into this unknown world with honor, conviction, and bravery. Today, they seem fearless, but rather they tasted fear, and they conquered it through trial and error. The difference between success and failure is the drive to pick oneself up and try again. Don't settle for the status quo. Don't stop at a locked or closed door. No just means you need to find a way to get to yes. And yes, the future is yours. It is what you make of it. I can't live it for you. I can't tell you how to live it. Your parents wish the best for you, but cannot make your choices now. There are some things I believe will help you differentiate yourself along life's journey, along with all those lemmings that you're going to encounter who only follow and go along to get along. It's time for faithfulness, honor, truth, a firm handshake, and a positive attitude, and that, of course, old American spirit of hard work. Those will never fail you. And finally, put God at the center of all you do. Let His light shine through your gifts and your skills that He has given you so that everything you attempt is for a cause greater than yourself. May that journey you now embark on be filled with enough bumps to give you the momentum to get over them. May you always seek light instead of dark to illuminate your path, and may you find that the best place for success isn't from the ivory tower and the highest rung of the ladder, but of a life spent on your knees in prayer, seeking divine wisdom and influence to make America better for yourself and your countrymen. May God bless you as you embark today on the journey of your life. I'm Tamara Colbert for Mama Grizzly Radio.
Tamara Colbert in Texas. Tune in for more Liberty and Legacy next week. And to learn about Convention of States, head to conventionofstates.com. Now our weekly commentary, Steel Resolve. Here's Sarah Steelman.
Thanks, Kevin. Republican politics in Missouri for the past several years has been, in a word, strange. For those of you across the nation who don't follow Missouri state politics, don't start now. It kind of reminds me of a Lifetime movie. As you recall, Todd Akin, who beat me in the United States Senate primary, made the gaffe about rape, believing that a woman's body had a way of dealing with a pregnancy resulting from rape. His bizarre remark brought down the Republican ticket here in Missouri, and some argued the national ticket as well. Then our state auditor, who was a candidate for governor, committed suicide because the chairman of the Republican Party here in Missouri was allegedly spreading rumors about him being Jewish when in fact he was Episcopalian. That same chairman also happens to be a paid political consultant of the auditor's opponent. Unfortunately, he has not stepped down from his chairmanship, despite the fact that it has severely divided our party. A month to the date of the state auditor taking his own life, his communications director took his life. His note said he couldn't take being unemployed. But those of us who knew him knew how upset he was about the shenanigans going on in our party. This week, the Republican Speaker of the House resigned his position as Speaker and as state rep because of a sexting scandal with a 19-year-old intern. That adage about the truth being stranger than fiction sure holds true for Republican politics in Missouri. Or maybe it's the simple truth that we are all human and sometimes we make mistakes, fail, and let people down. This is Sarah Steelman for Mama Grizzly Radio.
Tune in again next week for another segment of Steel Resolve right here on the Palin Update. The Palin Update, including Liberty and Legacy and Steel Resolve, is on demand and available for download. So just head to mamagrizzlyradio.com, pick the show you want to hear, and you can listen anywhere, anytime. Well, that'll just about do it for this edition of the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. Visit mamagrizzlyradio.com for continuing coverage of Governor Palin. Also, like Mama Grizzly Radio on Facebook and follow along on Twitter at Mama Grizz Radio, at Kevin Scholla, at Tamara Colbert, at Sarah_Steelman, and at 3DST. And I'm doing some writing for Breitbart News. Go to Breitbart.com and search Kevin Scholla. I want to thank Sarah Steelman, Tamara Colbert, and everyone here at Mama Grizzly Radio. Thanks to Jan Morgan, and thank you for listening today. A special thanks to our sponsor, 3D Security and Training Academy. Visit 3DSTA.com. The Palin Update is produced by Lena Anderson, the Andy L. Kramer, and Lori Ann Lewis. Please be sure to join us again next time for another edition of the Palin Update right here on Mama Grizzly Radio. I'm Kevin Scholla. Have a pleasant day.